This bob is the first bob that I ever saw, and I thought it was just ingenious. So show it off.
All right, well, this is the Hunter Star die.
Yes, and here's the Hunter's die quilt.
And this is very popular, a real favorite with quilters. And the reason why this is such a great bob is because these are difficult and intricate pieces to cut with a rotary cutter.
Right.
But here on this die, you have all the 4 pieces that you need to make the block, and in 2 passes with 4 layers each, you can have an entire Hunter block just like that.
Unbelievable. And if you follow my directions, it'll turn out great. But look at this. I'm gonna hide it. What did I do?
Well, with the Hunter Star, you have to really pay attention to that first block and make sure that you have all the pieces in the right position.
And you know, I didn't even know it until we put it on the design wall. So it's really good to be using a design wall. So you're gonna cut?
I'm going to cut. So we've got right here, we've got 4 layers, and we're doing a 2-tone quilt with green and white. And I mentioned before, we're going to do 2 passes through the Go Big cutter. So we've got our mat here, and just a little tip, if you're making a lot of Hunter Star quilts, it's a good idea to get 2 dies, because with the Go Big cutter, you could have 2 dies running at one time.
Why not?
And then you could be cutting an entire block in just 1 pass.
You know what? I like that idea. I could have 2 dies of everything going.
I think it's a great idea.
That's a good idea.
Okay, so
slide it off very carefully, because you want to keep those pieces all organized. And just peel off that waste. We're getting a pretty good pile of scraps, aren't we?
We are. I got to put those here. I'm saving them for later.
Okay.
All right, so then we'll remove these. I'm going to give these to you.
All right, and I'm going to show, I did already set them out. Okay. Just so I could do it when I was thinking clearly. So I just want to show you the 2 blocks that we make. It looks like this. Actually, it's the same block. What am I talking about? It's the same block like that, only 1/4, but then whenever you turn one and you put it together, then you can see that star starting to form right there. So this is what I did. I laid out all of my pieces right side up, and you know what? It's great to use batiks because you can't tell the right from the wrong side. Works out perfect. So just look at this. First it's the large triangle, and let's think light white. And then the trapezoid comes right up like this, like that. It's going to be touching that. So it's white and white. And then these little pieces here, this is what's tricky. When you look at this green, the opposite color, do you see a straight dog ear there, and it looks like an angled dog ear on the outside edge? Well, they're actually the same pieces, but it's just the way you turn them. So the straight edges always go in towards the middle. Okay, is that good?
That is a key thing to remember.
Good thing to remember. Okay, so I'm just going to take this, and I'm just going to flip this right sides together. And it's kind of interesting what happens. Now you're going to know right away that that straight edge lines up, and then down here it looked like the angle, but now let me see if I can push that closer. Okay, so then it looks like that. So I'm going to just show you. You can't make a mistake. I'm just going to switch it around. Okay, and so you try to put it together. And you go, oh my gosh, I just can't get it together. It's just not lining up. Okay, you better put that straight piece in there, like so. You won't make a mistake. Okay, so let's just flip it up, and I'm gonna line up at the top and at the bottom, and I'm gonna use that 1/4 inch seam. I've got the sew straight on, and it's gonna help me make a perfect 1/4 inch. And that's it. You've got to always use a 1/4 of an inch seam on your AccuQuilt or else it just won't work. Okay, lining it up, critical. It looks tough, but you know what? Look how simple whenever you look at the directions. Ooh, okay. So let's just line that up. Keep the tip right here, going along that line, and then when you switch on to the bobbin cover, keep it going straight. Okay, so let's just show you one. Okay, cut it, and now it looks like the right side from the right side. So we're just gonna open it and press it toward the dark. Yep, okay, that's a good start. And now we're gonna take this one again and remember, so you remind them, Lynn, what's this supposed to look like?
That is supposed to be straight.
That's straight.
And then you want your other, the angled one goes away from the trapezoid.
Yeah, okay. So let's just put it right in there and get it all lined up. Ooh, boy, tricky, huh? Actually, I've talked to some other students that have done other methods, and oh my gosh, when they see this, they're really excited. Okay, keep it lining along there. All right, so we've got that on both ends. And now open it up again and press toward the dark.
Looks great.
Good?
Okay.
All right, so this is actually just going to fit on there like that. But I want you to go and press.
All right.
And I'm going to switch over to the dark one. It's exactly the same. The triangle and this piece are the two that are used together. The shorter end goes right up there, and you take the background, and you have to have the straight piece going up, and right here the straight piece going up. And then the opposite ends look like they're on the angle. Lynn said that this is the first time that AccuQuilt has really done two different dog ears, right?
Right. But we knew that with that's what it needed in order to make it really easy to put together.
Right, right. Yeah, I think that I didn't realize that about those pieces in the beginning whenever I started. So once I figured it out, then it went a lot easier for me. Okay, here, straight edge. But it's obvious because then when you do that, these pieces line up perfectly on top of each other. All right. And so how did the pressing work out on that one?
I think it's pretty good.
Oh, good. We're getting there. So I've been working on this quilt for a while. I'm excited about getting it done. Okay, there you go.
All right.
Now, again, press toward the dark. So this is the dark, right?
Right, right. So
Press toward the dark.
the pressing is just as important as the sewing.
The pressing is everything. Okay, so now these two are going to go together right here. Flip them right sides together, and you're going to see how the little dog ear, see how that lines up there, and it lines up right here. So just get that seam in there. So this isn't really a quilt that you want to do in a hurry, but if you want to start out small, the little table runner in the front is just perfect for trying it out. In fact, before you tackle a king-size quilt, it's almost smart to make a table runner out of everything. Don't you agree?
I absolutely agree. Yeah, get your feet wet, start
small.
Work your way up.
Okay, now how are we pressing this guy?
Okay, this one we press towards the trapezoids.
That was a trick question.
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay, so you want to go and press the seam toward the trapezoid. Okay, down.
Okay.
And let me see this one.
Right.
Okay, so this is the triangle here. And when you flip it right sides together, you're getting it all lined up right there. And over here on the other side. Perfect. So there is no way that I would want to sew this any other way. That was a pun, huh? Whatever. Okay, line it up. Keep your stiletto. Zip it along. And these are going to lock together. Okay, now we've got this one. And now how do we press?
Okay, this one we want to press towards the large triangle.
Large triangle up.
Right.
Okay, good. Good. So whenever we finally get these all together, when you flip them right sides together, what we're trying to do right here with our pressing is make sure that these lock right in here. They lock. That means they're going in opposite directions. And down here at this point, it's very important also that they lock. They're going in opposite directions. Okay, let's see how we did. Beautiful. So we've got that. Yep.
Looks good.
Looks good. You're the inspector.
I am. From up here I can see more clearly.
Have you made one of these?
Yes, yes.
Good. Good. Okay. Last piecing, and then this one is a little different. You know, remember how we press the seams on this one? I'm testing you, Lynn.
Right, so these seams they're locking.
Yes.
Oh, on the final?
Uh-huh. On the final, you press all the seams toward the dart.
Okay.
Actually, most of them should be done that way.
Well, I'm glad you reminded me because I think I forgot.
I have to look at my book. Okay. This way, see, they're already going. Two are already going that way. This one just goes that way.
Got it. Okay,
cool.
Thank you.
And let me just grab this one and sew it together so I can impress you. This is only half of it. We need to have all four done, but let's just get it lined up and lock it in. You know, my ladies in Julian are so funny whenever I work with them. They said, how come that Eleanor makes us lock here, but when we're at home, we don't? And I laughed myself silly. I thought, well, why wouldn't you want to lock? It makes everything match so easily. Okay, so this is the last thing we're going to do. And let's see how it matches. I have to decide. Okay, that is great.
Yeah, look at that.
See, this is exactly what you need down at the bottom. You need to have this 1/4-inch seam so that you can go across the other way and have everything go together. I get to replace that block.